How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at a all-new issue 1 of a new horror comic, and this is All 8 Eyes. This is from Dark Horse Comics, and in this one, secretly, unbeknownst to most of the human race, giant spiders lurk in the shadows. We're set in New York City, and an unsuspecting young man discovers that a homeless person has taken the quest to kill all the spiders upon himself, hunting in the shadows late at night against humanity's secret threat. And overall, it's a pretty fun concept. The idea that people would just kind of ignore something that they wouldn't want to know that there's a spider threat, and, you know, let's just pretend this isn't all happening, and he's like the only guy that cares. And, you know, the idea of a hunter who's like, I've done this for 10 years, I know their habits, and we're gonna find a spider here, you know, that versus the young guy who's relatively new at it, you know? It's a good idea. Giant spiders aren't done enough. Overall, a pretty fun, solid concept, and the art is nice and grungy to match, good line work and colors. Overall, I thought it was pretty fun, but at the same time, wasn't super innovative. You know, I was hoping that there'd be something new to blow me away. I mean, we've seen Monster Hunter stuff before, especially with Supernatural, and we've seen giant spiders, and I guess the idea, I mean, and we've seen, you know, stuff lurking in the shadows that people are just ignoring, you know? It's a cool combination, it has a fun enough feel to it, but there was nothing really, you know, super unique and absolutely insane, you know? So it was fun enough, but I really hope this book grows and finds its feet, and I want to see something absolutely crazy, you know, and it just, you know, was a little bit formulaic, you know, and I don't want to complain too much, you know, why this wasn't my absolute favorite thing ever. It was, you know, well made, and it had tropes that I like behind it. It's just one of those that I'm like, if there was just something, like, just some original piece on top of it, it just needed that one more thing to get me absolutely hyped. But overall, I'd definitely say a fine book, and if the idea of hunting giant spiders in New York appeals to you, there's a lot there. So yeah, I can definitely recommend this. I just wish it was just, it's one of those things that's on the edge of being, like, really, really good. It just needed that one more thing, and maybe in the following issues it will find it. I don't know. So fun enough, not the best thing ever. I liked it well enough. Anyway, if you guys want to see a little bit more of the specifics, I'm going to switch to the close-up camera. I'll show you guys a little bit of the story and a little bit of that art, but no major spoilers. Anyway, without further ado, let's switch to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a look at All 8 Eyes. Number 1 for $3.99. Put out by Dark Horse Comics. Let's bring the cover closer to the camera. I do want to say this logo is very good and eye-catching, and plus, the way my comic book shop works is they layer the comics like this, you know, where it's 111, and so you block off, like, this half of the book. Smart idea to put the title on the left, because I think a lot of comic shops work like this. The cover itself, it does get the right mood across. You can see the grungy New York City alleyway, and it really does show the grunge in the cover, and you get two people running, well, three people actually, there's one more, running from the silhouette of a giant spider. That's cool, I guess, and, you know, it's an interesting composition, but I feel like sometimes the artsy compositions don't sell the story right off the bat. You know, you're in competition with a bunch of other books that are all coming out this week. You kinda gotta just put the gory spider on the cover ripping a guy's head off. That will get people's attention. But I I make a point to look through all the books and try to see everything. But yeah, just kind of a minimal cover that's a good concept, but it's not super eye-catching, you know? Anyway, the back does have a bunch of spiders, which that's a cool drawing. I like that. Although we can see right here on the edge a little bit of ink coming off because of my fingers. Darn you, cheap comic book ink, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, all 8 eyes, spider under the bridge is pink, and the credits. Script by Steve Foxe, art by Piotr Kowalski, and colors by Brad Simpson. So there's the credit plays. And really, I'm saying this every time, please put a previously on this credit page when we get to issue 2. I'll see if you do or not, but you really need previously ons in comics. Anyway, after this, we get into the story proper. I won't be doing any major spoilers, but let's take a little peek at the story and the art, show you guys the setup, but not go all the way. Alphabet City. It's New York. I don't know why, and it's also 2003. Again, I don't know why it's 20 years in the past, but whatever. This guy is locked out of his apartment, and his roommate will say, "I'm not letting you in because you haven't paid rent in 4 months." And he does complain about his roommate, but for real, 4 months, that is a long time. So it's a character who's not in the best place, and walking around without a home now, he witnesses a homeless person kill someone who does see him, and the target dog has an interesting backstory, huh? But anyway, he tries to call the police. No, dude, run. Run. Don't call the police. Why? What? So the police can hear you getting murdered? Anyway, the guy says, "Don't call the police. Look at what I was really doing." And yeah, there is a dead body there, but he's not the one who killed it. He killed the giant spider right next to it. And the kid tries to run away. He grabs him and knocks him out, and that will cause him to wake up in the homeless person's secret underground lair. And here's the dog. I mean, I always like dogs. That's good. But anyway, he says, "You know what you saw. Tell me. Make it real in your head. Just say it out loud." And he dumps out the spider for him to see, and he explains to him that he's been hunting spiders for a long time. He gives him this book, and it's like all the information that he's collected on the spiders, and the first one he saw was like 10 years ago, and we get a bunch of lore. And if we actually flip to the back, one of the bonus features in this, well, the bonus feature in this book is 2 pages from the notebook starting literally on day 1. That's pretty cool. Well, actually, day 1 of the journal, not day 1 of his hunt, just to be clear. But then we get a fun little scene of, like, spiders throughout history. You know, early man fighting spiders. Here's them in other parts of the world, and oh no, they're about to get that kid. And I really do like this photograph from the past, but if you zoom in on the bridge there, turns out there's a spider. So he's giving him all this lore, and he says, if you can forget this, if you can put it out of your mind, that's all well and good, but if not, in a few days, you can meet me at this location, and we'll go and look at more spider stuff. Now, that's a pretty good setup. Again, I've seen hunting and stuff before. I've seen conspiracy stuff before. And, you know, spiders are all really fun. You know, so it's not super different, you know, and it does have some good stuff. I wish there was a little bit more of a hook, you know. And overall, I found this book fun. Not the best thing ever. It does have some really cool elements that I like. I just wish if there's one more thing that I could have made it. Maybe if the spiders had an interesting look to them, or maybe the first spider they fought, because like the first spider they fight is dead by the time the main character gets there. What if it was, you know, the spider got up again and they had a big action sequence and, you know, they had to do something fun and creative to kill the spider? Actually, now that I think about it, that's probably it. The fact that the first spider isn't a big action sequence. That could have helped it. But yeah, this is a book that's fun. It just has something missing to it, you know? But I think probably some people will like it. And as the book picks up steam, it'll probably gain momentum and it'll probably get better. But as it stands with issue 1, it's fine. It's not the best thing ever, and I wish it was just a little better. But as it stands, cool enough, and I can recommend it. Especially Creature Feature Spiders New York fans. Yeah, I can see that. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my issue 1's playlist. If you want to see me talk about other issue 1s, particularly for horror comics, I put them all in this playlist. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. 1's playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.